This week, we kind of rave about some of our favorite shows that we anticipate each week, aka X-Men 97 and My Adventures with Superman. We get extremely excited about the fact that The Legend of the White Dragon finally has a theatrical release date. We also talk about one of the unlikeliest upcoming comic book releases, and a whole lot more. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse.
Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert. This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And this week we are back to talk about all the fun things happening out there in the pop culture universe. But before we jump into all of that, Taylor, what have you been nerding out about this week, man?
I've been reading a lot of old Guardians books
Oh, nice.
from the 90s, and there's something.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. It's a lot of fun. They're weird books, but I'm having a good time reading.
That's awesome. It's funny because I am also nerding out about a comic book this week. So the first issue of this new book called Power Rangers Unlimited came out last week. And for anyone who's reading the Power Rangers comic books, the original, I guess, the one that contained Shattered Grid and all those other stories, ended a year ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. I'm sorry if I'm losing track of time. But anyway, they've kind of been doing just these odd stories for the past year. But issue number 1 of this new book called Power Rangers Unlimited came out recently, and it's really, really good. So I guess the leader of the group is an older Trini from the original group, and somehow she's on this self-inflicted solo mission to save some stuff, and she doesn't necessarily have a team, but somehow she uses the Morphin Grid and time travel and pulls Rangers from every continuity era ever and just pulls them out at random times and random places. And I don't know, I'm making it sound kind of weird, but it's super awesome and super cool to see all these different characters from over the decades pop up. And I don't know, the bad guy also is pulling villains from the past and messing things up. And I don't know, I love time travel-y type stuff, and I don't know where they're going with this. But the first issue had this crazy reveal at the end of who their Zordon type figure is, and I won't spoil it for readers, but it's so good. And yeah, Power Rangers Unlimited, check it out.
Right on.
Well, hey, there's quite a bit more news than we've been having the past few weeks. This week with Marvel, there's a lot going on. I guess first I would have to say this isn't really news, but holy moly, X-Men 97 has been so good, season 2. What have you been thinking, man?
Yeah, it's honestly my favorite show right now on TV.
I think I might have to agree with you there. It's so good. They've all been good, but that 4th episode was just amazing. I didn't realize until looking into some stuff that the same voice actor, Ross Marquand, who does Charles Xavier, is also Apocalypse. So that one crazy scene, he was essentially talking to himself.
Oh, weird.
And yeah, that's crazy because he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
It's also funny, you can't help but feel like, why is no one listening to Bishop?
Why no? Why?
He's from the future. He has a plan. Quit ignoring him.
And then, yeah, I love the incorporation of the 3 different X teams too. I think that's like really cool.
There's only 2 shows right now that I'm just dying to see the next week's show, and that's one of them. The other one we'll talk about in a little bit. But there's all kinds of stuff coming out about Doomsday and Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and all this because we're getting closer and closer to these movies. Right now, there's a big rumor going on about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. We know that they're supposedly going to show up in one of these movies, if not both. But the thing that's kind of floating around right now is that those 2 might be signed up for a project post-Doomsday and post-Secret Wars, which, I don't know, I'm all for that. I wonder what they would do if that's the truth.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll finally get to see some conclusion of some of their characters' stories, but There's also some talk right now about when Doomsday comes out, one of the opening scenes has to do with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, and that's where this movie's going to kind of start. But somehow we're going to see some incursion type stuff trying to get rid of that whole universe. And I guess this thing that I was reading makes it sound like something previously happened, and we've already been seeing characters from the X-Men universe and then from the Tobey Spider-Verse. Long story short, the end of this article was talking about we're going to see Magneto, Ian McKellen's Magneto, fighting a whole rogues gallery of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man villains. And I don't know how true this is or not. It was on a rumor page, but can you imagine how cool that would be?
That would be really cool.
That's the kind of stuff we wanted to see way back in high school when these movies started to come out.
Yeah.
There's also a big rumor that Topher Grace might be showing up in Doomsday as Venom, which is also kind of crazy if that's true.
Boo.
Right? But will we see emo Toby if he's there?
Also boo.
Right? Here's some sand in your eye. So, aside from the rumor stuff, they recently released some actual images from Brand New Day that we haven't seen yet. And someone released this really cool kind of three-way battle photo of Spidey, Hulk, and Punisher. Have you been seeing any of these recent photo releases?
I haven't.
They're pretty cool. It hit me when this episode comes out. We're only about 2 weeks away from Brand New Day. And I think they've just released a couple of more TV spots that you can go out there and find with a little bit new footage. But yeah, man, I'm getting so excited about this movie. I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last Marvel thing I saw in theaters was Fantastic Four.
Right. And I didn't hate that movie or anything, but, it didn't give me all the feels that a typical Marvel movie gives me.
Yeah, I mean, it did for me, but I don't know. I'm a big Fantastic Four fan.
That's true. Another interesting rumor about Brand New Day is that, well, first of all, we know there's going to be this whole situation between Spidey, the Punisher, and Hulk, and they're going to have to try to put Hulk under control. But there's a big rumor floating around that in this movie, we're going to see Frank Castle putting on some Iron Man type armor with his Punisher logo that he made out of stolen Stark tech.
Oh.
That'd be kind of cool if that's true.
Yeah, that would be neat.
I was also reading some stuff about Doomsday, and in this article, they said that before they went with the whole, let's take a parallel world Robert Downey Jr. and make him Doom, there was some talk that they were going to hire the actor Mads Mikkelsen to be Dr. Doom.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Right? I can totally see it. He could have totally done it. But they said their hang-up was that he played that villain, Caecilius from Dr. Doom. And then it's funny that was their hang-up, and then they went with Iron Man to be Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's weird.
But either way, when I read that, I thought, oh man, he totally could have pulled that off.
Yeah, he could have pulled it off so well, too. I love that actor.
Me too. That whole family's crazy talented.
Yeah.
Also, to come out of Doomsday, when we see Patrick Stewart as Professor Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart just announced in an article that he was interviewed in that is his last on-screen role, and he is officially retiring from acting. He basically said he's old and tired, and that's the last thing we're going to see.
That's sad, but that's understandable.
Yeah. I was thinking, man, what a bummer, but what a cool way to make your exit.
Yeah.
There's been some more talk about Vision Quest, which is coming up fairly soon. And it sounds like the final couple episodes of Vision Quest are going to connect directly to Secret Wars. So this show is going to come out early next year after Doomsday, and some stuff, I guess, that goes down connects officially right into Secret Wars. So I don't know. I'm excited to see a little bit more of this Marvel continuity starting to happen again and things.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
The connectedness.
Connectivity.
Yeah. There was some talk about Black Panther 3 that we're going to eventually be getting. And the two things about that is apparently the plot is going to kind of be a coming of age story for T'Challa's son. But this movie will also be what introduces the character Storm into the MCU.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
It's an interesting backdoor.
Yeah. We know that Daredevil Born Again Season 3 is coming soon. It's in the works right now. They just made an announcement that at some point, now it's funny that the way they worded it, they didn't say the Daredevil series, but they said a Daredevil project is going to have the character Moon Knight show up in it. So I just thought that was interesting.
Maybe it's just a feature presentation.
Maybe. It's cool that we're going to start seeing some of these street level characters kind of come together. And maybe Moon Knight's not necessarily street level, but he definitely has that, New York City vibe with his stories.
Yeah.
Speaking of the future of Marvel, there was just a report that Thunderbolts 2 and Spider-Man 5 are already in pre-production. So so that's interesting.
Right on.
Here was another interesting rumor, and this is just a rumor, not necessarily facts or anything like that, but someone was saying that Kevin Feige really wants Dwayne Johnson to be Apocalypse this time around in the MCU.
Okay.
I can kind of see it. I can see it work,
I can see it as long as he acts.
right? It's the same character again, just in Marvel with blue makeup.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just have a CGI version of Apocalypse, honestly.
Yeah, people were not a fan of that X-Men Apocalypse
No,
movie.
I mean, it's not that good.
Yeah. I wonder if people would have felt different if it was the same exact movie, but your suggestion just now, what if he was CGI instead? Would they
It
have
would have
liked
been
it
a lot
better?
better.
Yeah. Well, the final thing that I have with Marvel this week is that San Diego Comic-Con is happening very soon, actually. And around July 25th, they will be releasing an exclusive trailer for two different things that we've been dying to see. One is Avengers Doomsday, and the other one is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. So if those are true, here in the next 2 weeks, we might finally be seeing those trailers. And that's really cool
exciting.
if that's true. Yeah. Well, over with DC, another show that I've been really, really enjoying has been My Adventures with Superman. It seems like they're going with their own sort of possible version of the Death of Superman story with this season 3, but this most recent episode, a little bit of time travel stuff kind of changes that around a little bit. And anyway, I don't want to get too spoilery for people who haven't seen it yet, but again, let me just say My Adventures with Superman is so good, and it's really enjoyable with my kids. They can enjoy it too. It's PG. It's it's wholesome, but it's very well done. So I've been really enjoying that show. That's the other show that I just keep finding myself anticipating all week until I can finally see it again.
Yeah.
Over with the DCU, DC Studios finally has in production right now the new Mr. Terrific series. So they're working on that right now. So that's kind of cool. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I like Mr. Terrific.
We all know I loved the Superman movie last year, and my favorite scene of the whole movie wasn't even a Superman scene. It was the Mr. Terrific fight scene.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool.
Speaking of Superman, there's a big rumor that when we get this Man of Tomorrow movie next year, this movie is going to briefly introduce the Martian Manhunter for the first time in a live action movie. So that's kind of cool.
He was at the end of the Snyderverse movie.
I forgot about that, but wasn't that only in the special director's cut edition, not the one that hit theaters?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. They all run together.
Yeah. Speaking of upcoming movies, this new Deathstroke and Bane movie is already in pre-production at DC Studios. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They keep putting out these Batman villain movies without Batman so far.
I need my Batman.
I know, real bad.
Real bad.
Speaking of Batman, there's some talk from rumor pages. I don't know how true this one might be, but there's a big rumor that when we do finally get this first DCU Batman movie, the main big villain in the first one is going to be the Red Hood.
No,
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
it'd be the Red Hood
Yeah,
is the villain.
that's what it says on this rumor article. The first big DCU Batman villain will be the Red Hood.
Okay.
Now, I wonder if it'll be, you remember in the comics when it went back and it showed the origin of the Joker from the Red Hood gang?
Yeah.
Or if it'll be Jason Todd Red Hood. Who knows? On this rumor page, it just says the first big DCU Batman villain in a Batman movie is the Red Hood. So, interesting. And the final thing with DC that I have this week happens to be about Jason Todd. In September, DC Comics is releasing a new Teen Titans book with Jason Todd leading a completely new group of Teen Titans, a group that's never been a group before, it says. So
Oh.
that sounded kind of cool.
It's neat.
Over with Star Wars, there's a bit more this week than there's been in a while. This new Jedi anime series called The Ninth Jedi premieres August 5th. So that sounds really cool. There's also news that this Star Wars Starfighter movie is going to finally have a trailer when D23 happens on August 14th. So we might finally get to see a trailer compared to all this talk we've been getting next month. So that's kind of cool. The Lucas Museum, which is this brand new Star Wars museum, it's going to be opening up in September. So folks on the West Coast area is going to have a chance to see this new Star Wars museum. That's kind of cool. And then a little bit of video game news. There's 2 video games coming out. We got the one called Star Wars Zero Company and the one called Star Wars Galactic Racer, which we've talked about it a little bit, but Star Wars Zero Company comes out August 27th and Star Wars Galactic Racer comes out October 6th.
Yeah, they have gameplay out for that racer game.
Yeah. It makes me think of the old Star Wars racer game, just, way better modern graphics.
Yeah, I loved that game as a kid.
Me too.
I bet I'd suck at it now.
All right. Take a little bit of reacclimating to get good at it again.
If I remember, it was just really, really fast.
Yeah. Well, elsewhere out there in the pop culture universe, last night there was some sad news released. The actor Sam Neill from Jurassic Park and many other awesome movies passed away. So rest in peace, Sam Neill, and condolences to your loved ones.
He was the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. He's also the bad guy in Event Horizon, right?
Yep.
Okay. I was making sure I had the right guy. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. He was 78, but according to his family, this was sudden and unexpected. It wasn't some lifelong health battle or something like that. So that's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
On the flip side, on some more happy news, I guess depending on who you ask, Jason David Frank's final movie, Legend of the White Dragon, finally has a theatrical release date, and it hits select theaters nationwide August 28th. And yes, we already have tickets.
And we will see it so you don't have to.
Right? I'm going to be realistic here. I have a feeling it's not going to be great, but at the same time, I'm going to love it with all my heart.
Yeah, I will be there for support.
Yes. Okay, lots of new stuff and reboots and remakes and things like that coming our way. They just announced that a live action Naruto movie is in pre production, which is kind of crazy. Live action Naruto. Never had that on my radar at all.
I mean, it was bound to happen.
That's true. With all the other anime to live action stuff happening, that makes sense. That's a very popular franchise.
Very popular.
And speaking of live action coming from an anime, we've talked about Netflix is making this live action My Hero Academia movie. Well, they just announced that it's in production right now. They're making it as we speak. So
Oh my gosh.
that's happening, guys. Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
A few other things got announced with some sequels and some reboots. So Fast and the Furious 11 has started production,
Oh my god.
right? That's the franchise that never ends right there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is one I never saw coming. A modern reboot of Free Willy is happening.
Yeah, the Russo brothers are doing it. I read that. That's
Yeah.
nutty to me.
Yeah. And I say modern, as if the 90s wasn't just yesterday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, they're rebooting Zorro. We're going to be getting a live action Zorro series coming soon. I love Zorro, so that's kind of cool.
I know you do. It's so funny.
This is just people talking, not necessarily something that's in the works, but it made me start thinking about it. The director of Nightmare on Elm Street was talking about a near future reboot that is happening, but it's just in the talking about it stage right now. But the original director says he wants Jim Carrey to play Freddy Krueger. And I thought that was kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Other than, I'm trying to think, maybe the Cable guy, which isn't necessarily some evil thing. It's hard for me to picture him as a villain, but I would totally be down and totally watch it.
Wasn't he the bad guy in the number 23? Wasn't
man,
that
maybe.
the twist?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I
what
can't remember that
happened in
movie.
it. I remember the movie. I own the movie. I just don't remember the twist.
Yeah. Now I got to go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. In the comics world, there's some interesting stuff happening. So I feel like we talked about this maybe a year ago when it first started being talked about, but it's in the works and coming out soon. This Ernest P. Worrell comic book series is coming out.
Oh, wow.
An Ernest comic book series. I'm going to have to read it.
I don't know if that would work written down. It's so physical comedy.
You're right. But I'm curious enough that I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah.
And my very last bit of news this week is also about comics. It's funny that you were just talking about Invader Zim, watching it with your son. Well, they just announced a new ongoing series that picks up where the TV series left off. Is coming out, an Invader Zim comic book, and that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Why is there bacon in this soup? But yeah, lots going on. Do you happen to have anything this week about video games or wrestling?
This coming Saturday is Saturday night's main event, and Danhausen is wrestling, so it'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And again, where do you watch that?
That'll be on Peacock.
Peacock. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm trying to think. This week, my daughters really want to see the live action Moana, so I'm probably going to be seeing that this week.
Fun.
Yeah. And as we mentioned earlier, we're 2 weeks away from Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
But hey, guys, that is all the news this week. Hopefully, you get out there and watch some of this stuff and read some of this stuff. But hey, as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back next week, guys. Same Taylor channel, same Taylor time.
Bye.
Bye.